channel. I'm Alana. So today what I wanted to be able to do was to quickly show you ladies how to make a gallon of the Keyshia Ka'oir Tea. If you're not familiar with the tea, I do have a whole video on just the tea itself and how good it is, because it does actually taste good and it really works. So in the first video, I just kind of told you how to be able to do 1 cup, but I'm finding that it's actually, you know, kind of better if you're able to do this by the gallon. So I wanted to quickly kind of show you how to actually do that. So what we're going to be doing is, or at least for what I do, is go ahead and get you, you know, your Kool-Aid pitcher, water pitcher, whatever you got in the house, just some type of pitcher. What I would do is go ahead and at least fill this up just so I can see how much of it I want to make, and then you're going to be able to put that into your pot. So I'm going to break the video down into a couple of parts just so you can kind of see exactly what I'm doing. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is get this filled up and then get it into the pot. Okay? So now I have my pitcher filled up. If you can see, I did not take it all the way to the top. You don't really need that much, only because for me, I'm only going to be using 3 of the Keyshia Ka'oir actual tea bags to be able to do this. If you want, you can use more. You can do 4 or maybe even 6 if you want to be really strong. But like I said, this is a detox tea, so you don't want to do too much. If you had just 1 cup of it, you know this thing really works. So try not to overdo it. The purpose is to be able to flush and clean your system, to be able to help you with that in your weight loss journey. So I'm just gonna go ahead and take this. I already turned the pot on, so it'll start to get hot. And what I'm gonna do is go ahead and pretty much, I'm gonna let the water actually boil first, let it come to a boil, and then I'm gonna kind of show you and make more of a lapse of time, just kind of how the tea bag should look inside of the pot once you kind of get this going. So some parts I may not be talking, but they're just so you can kind of see how it'll look, because you do want the tea bags themselves to kind of become dark within the pot as it's boiling. And then eventually we're going to put it back in the pitcher and let it be able to cool down. I like for mine to sit overnight once I actually get that part done, just because I do want it strong. Like I say, you don't need that many bags. Some of you may choose to use, you know, all the bags in there. I want to be able to stretch mine out, so I'm only going to be using 3 bags. If you haven't seen it just of yet, this is what 1 bag actually looks like. Okay, so if you can see that, and it has a strong smell to it, and the bags themselves, they are kind of big. And then also I do leave the bags in the tea. So I never take them out until we're actually done drinking it. And this is enough for me and my wife to actually be able to drink on. I think we had this for maybe, the last one we did for about a week, maybe a week and a half, just so we can maybe stretch it out a little bit. That's just our preference. So this is for somebody who doesn't want to get up every single day trying to make a brand new cup. This is being able to pour it and go. Some people can drink it cold. I like mine hot. So I pour it first thing in the morning. I heat it up, let it, you know, like a regular tea, just heat it up, and I sip it during the morning when I'm first getting started with work. So, you know, kind of whatever works for you. Let me know down in the comments, you know, if you've had this tea, what's the best way that you've made a gallon with it, and do you like it that way, or do you like making a single cup every day? Just kind of let me know. So I'm gonna go ahead, let the water come to a boil, and then I will come back. So as you can see, this water is really boiling. So what we're gonna do is just go ahead and drop the tea bags in there. If you don't want the string in there, you can hang the string off to the side. For me personally, I really don't care, because I'm gonna keep the tea bags in there anyway. But you can do it like that. Hang them off to the side. I leave it boiling like this. Now, after a few minutes, or if you want to go ahead, you can go ahead and get you a spoon. You can get a big spoon. You can put the spoon in there and let the spoon weigh it down. You can do it that way, or you can stand here yourself and help be able to weigh it down so that you can be able to get all of the flavor and tea out of it. I just like for it to be able to boil this way, even though, like I said, I'm still going to actually keep the tea bags in here too, even once I put it back into the pitcher. Okay, so I'm gonna let this boil together for maybe the next 5 minutes, and then it's gonna get transferred over to the pitcher. Okay, so those are gonna be your options. But also you can see once the tea bags are in there, you see the water does start to change colors. You do want it to be a deep dark color, which will happen over time. But if you want to see it right up front, like I said, you can use more tea bags. You can use more than just 3. My preference is just 3. Okay, so at this point I have let it boil. It probably boiled in maybe 5 or 7 minutes, only because I was doing something else. So it boiled for a minute, but I have been letting it sit here and just kind of seep while still sitting on the hot stove. So now I'm gonna go ahead and transfer it over to the pitcher. Okay. Now, make sure you're doing this like me. Okay, just think about it, the pot, all is gonna be hot. Think about it will splash back on you, okay? So be very, very careful. What I'm gonna actually do is do this over my sink and be able to show you what it looks like afterwards. I want you ladies to understand this. Can you see how dark that is? If your tea, even when you do this as a single cup, is not this dark or even darker, then more than likely you have used too much water. Okay, so I have seen where a lot of women in the comments will say, oh, the tea didn't work for me, this is not working. It's not working because you have too much water going on. Okay, if that's the case, use another bag if you're doing the single cup, or figure out a way to get the proportions correct. But this is the color that you're looking for when doing this. So pretty much this is it as far as making the actual gallon of it. If you have any other questions or you want to see me do this just as a single cup, then let me know. I'm perfectly happy to be able to show that to you. But just drop down in the comments with your questions. Please like and subscribe. I'm going to be doing other vlog videos to kind of show you guys other things that we have been doing to actually lose weight lately here. And I'm going to do a weight loss actual update, talk about the weight that I am now and where I came from. So we'll do a little story time and I'll kind of share some things with you. Also, since the tea is hot right now, if you like, you can go ahead and fix yourself a cup of it if that's something that you want to be able to do right now. You know, watching Keyshia Ka'oir herself and her videos, she says, you know, the longer you let it sit, the stronger it is and the better that it will work. So it's kind of up to you personally, but you can definitely go ahead and drink this as is right now. For me, I'm gonna go ahead and put it in the refrigerator with the tea bags. They're still in there. I'm gonna go ahead and put it in the refrigerator and let it sit overnight. And I'm gonna have a cup of this first thing in the morning. That's when I do mine. I get up and I have to be clocked in and work around 7 o'clock, and around 1 o'clock, at the latest maybe 2, the tea is already kicking in. So you definitely kind of have to schedule your day when you're doing this detox. For some people, it may be better to let it run through your body overnight, and you know, you get up first thing in the morning and let it run through then. So that part is kind of up to you, but this is okay to go ahead and have a cup right now.